Welcome. In this video I will show you how to install Windows 11 from USB on your HP SPECTRE X360. So to do that, we're gonna need to plug in the power cable to our laptop. We're also gonna need to know its product number and serial number that are located on the back side of the laptop, but we'll return to it later. We're also gonna need a USB flash drive with at least 16 gigabytes of available storage. Preferably use USB 3.0 for a better speed, but 2.0 will do just as well. Now, and lastly, we'll of course gonna need a separate device which we're going to be using to download and install the image, the Windows 11 image that we're going to have to boot onto this laptop. So let's switch to that other device and let's insert the USB flash drive into it. Okay, so once we are in our preferred web browser, let's search for Windows 11 ISO. And then let's go to Microsoft official website, which is microsoft.com/yourlanguage/software download. Open this website, then scroll to the very bottom of it. In select download, expand this list and select Windows 11 and click confirm. And then you're gonna have to expand the list of languages and select the one that you want to use in your system. This will be your system language. Then click confirm and then click 64-bit download. Click save to save it in downloads folder. And now the next thing that we're gonna need to download is the Rufus, which is a tool to boot the image onto our USB flash drive so it can be readable by the BIOS of your laptop. So search for Rufus. You can download it from the official Rufus.ie website. Open this website and scroll down to download section and download the latest Rufus version, which is at the very top. So this is the version for x64 systems, and it's gonna be downloaded pretty quickly. So if you download it and then you run it from your downloads and it doesn't start on your PC, you can go with x86, or in some rare cases you would have to download ARM64, but there are very few Windows devices that use this technology, and one of these versions will eventually load and you will see this window on your screen. So now we're gonna need to go for more specific downloads, the drivers for this laptop. So let's search for HP support website. Okay, here we have it. Okay, so here we have the support.hp.com/language/drivers. Well, this is quite direct, quite a direct link. Maybe if I just, I'm not sure if I have to go back to support, but okay, let's go back to support. So this is what you will see on the main page, except for most probably not in Polish. So let me just quickly fix it. Okay, here you're gonna have to select computers, then click get started in software and drivers tab. Then select laptop, and then we're gonna have to enter the serial number and the product number. Now, where to find them? So let's return back to the laptop. Let me quickly disconnect it for a while and turn it around. So in my case, I have the data label for my laptop at the bottom, and here we can find things like, oh, my camera isn't focusing. Give me a moment. Okay, so here we have things like product and serial, and these are two numbers that we're gonna need. So take a picture of them, write them down, or just type them directly in on the support website. Okay, so here I have the serial number of my laptop. Let's click search, and as you can see, this product cannot be identified by a serial number alone. So let's also enter the product number in the following field. Okay, that's it. I think I made a typo somewhere. Okay, here it is. Okay, and once you press enter, you'll be able to go to the drivers menu. So we have to select Windows 11 as an OS, and in the on the following list, just select Windows 11 because we don't really care about the version at this point. Here you're gonna find the driver network. Expand this tab, find Intel WLAN driver. Usually the one at the top is the one that you need. Click download, click save, then the driver will be downloaded instantly. So let's run it. Now you're gonna see the setup screen. Here you want to click next, then accept the terms in license agreement, click next. Now click change and select your downloads folder or any folder that you can easily access. Then right click this folder, create new, select new, create a new folder and name it somewhat like HP driver. Okay, then select this newly created folder, click OK, and click next. Okay, and so now we have this driver in this folder, and we're gonna still have to wait until Windows 11 is downloaded. In the meantime, we can open Rufus and make sure to select our device here. So here in the device section, you should be able to see the name of your USB flash drive. Now let's wait for the image to be downloaded. Okay, so once the ISO image is downloaded, let's select it by clicking select your Windows image, and then just click start. We don't need any checkboxes checked in this menu, so just uncheck them all, click OK. Let's click OK once again. And now we're just gonna have to wait until the status bar says ready. Okay, once the status bar says ready, this means that our USB flash drive is prepared. And now one very important part is grabbing the HP driver folder that we prepared and copying it to our USB flash drive. So just like this. Okay, so now that we did it, let's safely eject our USB flash drive and return back to the laptop. Okay, so now we're gonna have to grab the laptop and we're gonna need to insert this USB flash drive into the USB port like this. And now the first thing that we're gonna need to do is enter BIOS on this laptop. To do that, you have to short press the power button and then repeatedly click escape key. This will make the boot or the startup menu appear on your screen. So now we're gonna have to click F10 to open BIOS, and you will see something like this. Well, to navigate in this menu, you'll be able to use left and right arrow keys to navigate between tabs, up and down to navigate between options. So this way, let's go to boot options, and then scroll down to secure boot. Then you're gonna have to press enter and disable it. So select disabled, press enter. Now what we're gonna need to do next is press F10 to save changes and exit, then enter to confirm. And then while our device is restarting, let's once again repeatedly click escape button to return back to the startup menu. Okay, keep clicking. Okay, and now we want to select boot menu, so we're gonna have to click F9 this time. Now use arrow keys to navigate down to USB hard drive, so your USB flash drive, and then press enter to select it. This will redirect us to the installation menu. Now we had to disable the safe boot because without disabling it, your device would most probably not recognize this flash drive as a certified Windows device or Microsoft device. So yeah, once we are here, well, if you want to change time and currency format, which I recommend doing later in settings, you can navigate in this menu using tab buttons, but generally I would rather just press enter to go to the following screen. Then the same for keyboard or input method, we're gonna change it anyways during the setup. So press enter. Now we're gonna have to press tab to highlight I agree everything will be deleted, including files, apps, and settings. Press spacebar to hit this checkbox, then press tab several times until next is highlighted, and then press enter to confirm. Then we're gonna have to accept the license agreement, and to do that we're also gonna have to, or we can just press enter in here. Okay, and now disks. So disks is a very important part. First of all, we're gonna need to erase all the disks. So we have, as you can see, 4 partitions in here. Now you may have more, but these 4 partitions are the ones that we're gonna need to delete. To delete them, select each partition and use Alt-D combination of keys after highlighting each partition to delete them one by one. Okay, now we have 1 terabyte of unallocated space, and now there are 2 scenarios. So if you want to just have 1 system disk on your computer, you can just press enter and go with the installation. And if you want to divide your disks into 1 system partition and maybe another one for your personal files, folders, etc., in such case, instead we're gonna have to press tab several times until the create partition option is highlighted, then press enter, press tab to select size in megabytes. Now first of all, I would recommend creating a system disk. So for the system disks, I would recommend using 100 to 150,000 megabytes of your storage. So I'm gonna go with 150,000. Then press tab, press enter, and now we have 3 new partitions. So now the third partition is the system disk partition. We're gonna have to remember it, and we still have 800 gigabytes of unallocated space. So let's press tab several more times until we find the create partition option. And now to create the second disk, and if you want to divide it in 2, you're gonna have to just repeat the process, provide custom size in megabytes, click apply. This will create another disk, and this way you can create as many disks as you want. but I'm gonna just go with one disk, so I'm just gonna leave the rest of available megabytes. Press tab once again to highlight apply option, and then press enter, and this way create the fourth partition, which will be our probably D disk. So now let's navigate to partition 3 and press enter. Okay, and now we are ready to install Windows 11. So we just have to press enter and make sure that your device is connected to the power adapter, because we don't want it to discharge during this process, and just wait until the installation process is finished. Okay, so now we are seeing the initial setup screen, and it's pretty much almost all, except for this device still doesn't have a network driver, therefore will not be able to connect to the Wi-Fi. So let's go through the setup steps real quick. So let's select our country or region by pressing enter. You can also navigate using up and down arrow keys. The same way, choose your preferred keyboard input, then click skip. Now we're gonna have to press tab once to highlight install driver option. Press enter. Now using the tab button, we're gonna have to navigate to local disk C. Now, by the way, here we have our local disk D that we created separately. Use your arrow keys to navigate between disks and select your USB flash drive in here. Press enter. Now navigate down to the HP driver folder that we created, and now once you have it highlighted, just press tab several more times until you have the select folder option highlighted. Press enter and wait until you can see the Wi-Fi networks around you, so you can finally connect to one and continue the setup. So the setup process will be shown in a separate video, so if you'd like to also get a guide for a setup of this laptop, I highly recommend checking out this other video on our channel. However, for this one, this will be the end. So thank you so much for watching this video. If it helped you, please consider subscribing to our channel, leave us a like and a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.